everyone, and welcome to This Day. It's Saturday, April 20th, and I'm your host, Bobby Higgins. Thank you so much for joining us on the weekend, and let's give a shout out because it's the weekend. Love it. Coming up on the show today, we have Dr. Hovannessian with Harvard Eye Associates. He's going to be here to discuss 5 amazing facts about the human eye. And after that, Claudia Bonilla-Keller, CEO with the Second Harvest Food Bank, joins us. Did you know they've been serving Orange County for over 40 years? Well, I'm sure you'll be interested also to hear about their senior grocery program. And now let's take a look at today's Stay Informed. Broadband billing is in peril. You may be aware that Laguna Woods Village is one of the few HOAs that owns and maintains its own broadband network. But the FCC has proposed banning bulk billing arrangements in apartments, condos, housing cooperatives, public housing, and other multi-tenant buildings. The FCC commissioners are considering this proposal, so if you'd like to help, go to lagunawoodsvillage.com, click on News, and then click on What's Up in the Village for information on what you can do to stop this. And now let's take a look outside at the weather. It's still a little foggy, but only for the morning. It'll burn off to cloudy skies, then gradually becoming sunny. On Sunday, it'll be a beautiful sunny day and pleasant with a high of 73 and a low of 55. On Monday, it'll be cool with fog in the morning once again, and then partly cloudy skies. And now taking a look at the sunrise and sunset. This photo is brought to you by Jules Anderson. What a beautiful shot here in Laguna Woods Village Creek. Your sunrise was at 6:13 a.m. this morning, and your sunset is at 7:26 p.m. tonight. Definitely longer days ahead. Stay with us, because up next we have Harvard Eye Associates. We'll be back right after the commercial.
Did you know that tinnitus or ringing in your ears can be a sign of hearing loss? Hi, I'm Dr. Gabby Rodriguez, one of the audiologists here at Amazing Hearing. Contrary to what many doctors may tell you, tinnitus can be helped and often eliminated.
I'm a doctor, and I thought I'd have to live with the tinnitus, and my hearing has gone from loud tinnitus to no tinnitus in a week and a half.
Call us today for a free consultation. Amazing Hearing, the hearing and tinnitus experts.
Welcome to Harvard Eye Associates. We're focused on your eye care at all 3 of our Orange County locations.
Our new location in Laguna Hills, Orange, and San Clemente.
Each facility features the latest in advanced technology and diagnostic equipment.
And a trusted collection of doctors that care about your vision and your quality of life.
We deliver what matters to you
And your family.
Harvard Eye Associates, the future of vision today.
Harvard Eye Associates has been serving their clients in Orange County here for more than 45 years, doing anything from general services to specialty work. But today we're going to talk about the eye in general. Dr. John Hovannessian joining us.
How are you, Michael?
I'm
it's
doing
great to see you.
Yeah, so these are just a mystery, right? How these work and how it's amazing.
It is amazing, and we don't have any computer system that's even close to what we do with the eye. You talk about artificial intelligence, you talk about advanced camera systems, these incredible things you have in the studio don't hold a candle to what the eyeball can do. And so I thought we'd kind of talk about some interesting facts about how the eye works and what it can do today.
Like for instance, are they able to distinguish colors? I didn't even know how many colors. You're talking about 1 million different kind of colors? I mean,
so the eye, that's fact number 1, is the eye is capable of distinguishing 1 million different shades of color. Isn't that amazing? Think about how many 1 million is.
Right.
You know, the mixtures of the primary colors and all the different shades. And it's just, you know, it speaks to the sensitivity of the cones in the eye. It's the cones that are responsible for color discrimination. In the middle of your fovea where you're looking, you have a high density of cones. And so that's why when you're looking at a color with right lighting, you can distinguish colors with terrific ability.
And it's amazing that the sensor in there, I mean, you know, bigger than, you know, a little here, and yet we can do all that.
Yeah.
With these cameras, their sensors are a little bigger, and they still can't do anywhere near.
That's right. Even with all the density of, you know, the silicon chip they have of reading light, they don't have the density that the eye has, not even close. And yet my wife still can't agree on what color the couch is.
Right. Well, maybe that's why there's so many different colors of white, and women see it. I don't. Eggshell and whatever, and this one, it looks white to me.
That's right. That's right. It all looks beige to me. I'm not sure how you distinguish it all.
Now, as we get older, does that weaken at all? As we get older and our eyes get older, our light color sensitivity?
It's a great question. So as we develop cataract, there's a yellowing of the lens inside the eye, and so it puts a yellow cast on it puts a yellow cast on everything, but we don't see that. And so here's another interesting fact. If you see people who have, whose hair is gray, but it actually is tinted blue, it's often because they have cataract. So you see little old ladies with blue hair. And the reason is that they don't see the blue. Looking in the mirror, it just looks white to them.
Interesting.
And I don't know why they make hair dyes that have blue in them, but it confuses a lot of people. And so that's usually the case. And so I tend to, find those little blue-haired ladies and hand them my business card. so it is, but it is often that it's true. Often that's an indication that the person has a cataract.
Now we went to Joshua Tree a couple years back. We did camping trips along a couple times, and I tell you, after the sun goes down, you can see the Milky Way, but it takes a while for the eyes to adjust to the darkness of that. And that's one of the things that the eye can do too, right? It can detect light, and you're saying at a single photon?
So the light, that's fact number 2, is that the eye can detect as little as a single photon of light. And that's the smallest packet of light that exists, that physics produces. It's one atom releasing one photon of light, and the eye can detect that. In its dark adapted state, which means usually deprived of light entirely.
Right, that's a Joshua Tree experience where I can really see the sky or everything.
Dark. That's right. Your pupil expands widely, and those photoreceptors are geared up to receive light, and they can see tiny, tiny little bits, and you can start to make out the detail, the individual stars in the Milky Way. It is incredible.
And again, does that change over time? My sensitivity to light or my ability? Because a lot of people say, I can't drive at night. That's a big thing that a lot of folks say.
Yeah, usually that too is related to something in the visual system that's blocking the clarity or interfering with the clarity of the focused image. So the retina doesn't age much. There are aging conditions of the retina. There are conditions like glaucoma that reduce sensitivity, but a healthy retina, all your life potentially can see very well.
There we go. Yeah. Now, human eye can change its focus 50 times per second.
Isn't that incredible? Second? Just to put that in perspective, autofocus cameras, many of the real advanced ones today, can refocus about 20 times a second. And yet they still fall far short. It's not just 20 times a second versus 50 times a second, because your eye is looking not just at the central field. What we're paying attention to visually is about the width of a 50-millimeter lens. That's an old traditional SLR camera. But our field of view is like a fisheye. It goes from from side to side. And our brain is processing information in what to take in and focus on, and then focusing that 50 times per second to get just the detail that we want when we're looking at something.
Some of that's voluntary and involuntary. I look here, I make sure I go down here, but my eye is doing things like, if I catch something over here, I see it, I didn't even realize it, but I'm jarred over there, right?
Yep, and if it's something that you know is not important, your brain just kind of filters it out. Before you even really consciously see it, your brain doesn't see it. Your eye sees it, it picks up the optics, but that's part of the amazing thing about the visual system. And one of the things that makes it very hard to duplicate in an artificial intelligence sort of setting.
Every once in a while my eye fools me. No, that's there.
That's right.
It still plays tricks on me.
Yeah, they can. And sometimes something's there and sometimes something's not. It turns out that, this is another fact, 40% of our brain is devoted toward processing visual information. It makes sense. There is so much data coming in visually for us constantly that our brains have to be devoting a lot of energy to processing that.
That's amazing.
And that's why, one of the things we can do to calm our brain down, what's the first thing we often do? Close your eyes, right? Breathe, close your eyes.
Now, when someone has a head injury, I guess, that kind of where sometimes their vision is blurred or they're having some trouble with that kind of thing. I didn't realize that 40% of our brain is dedicated to the vision.
Yeah, and sometimes more, depending on the task you're doing. The brain can recruit parts of it, but when your eyes are processing information, about 40% of your brain is relating to that. It has to do with your motor system. When you move your arm this way, if your eye sees the arm in a different direction, it really throws you off. That's why motion sickness occurs in an airplane plane when it's shaking and yet the environment
Right.
is not shaking, or you're in a boat internally. You know, all kinds of things happen to the body because the brain is wired to be visually oriented.
Right.
And so when we lose that, we're in trouble.
Even if I have a mirror in my bathroom and then there's a mirror on the side, and all of a sudden my arm will come in the wrong way in that mirror, you know, and I'll be like,
Oh, there's some, and I love the little makeup mirrors you get in hotels sometimes. You can have so much fun optically with those things. This is what nerdy ophthalmologists do.
Exactly.
In hotels.
Good times. So the human eye has a blind spot, right?
Yes.
Now I remember learning this in elementary school. We did something that we're going to do right now.
Yes, we're going to teach you a fun party trick that all our viewers can hopefully enjoy. So to do this little fun party trick that tests the blind spot, take a little piece of paper. It could be large or small, but no smaller than what we've got. And on the left side of it, I want you to make a little letter R. Now make that letter. I'm going to hold it up and you can get an idea from the view.
Very small. It's a pinpoint
it's
R.
Really small. It's a pinpoint like twice the size of newsprint. And then just a couple inches to the right, put in a little L. That's for left. Okay. So the R and the L, just a small little letters, a couple inches apart. How'd you do?
I think I got it.
You passed the first part of the test. Yeah, those might be a little far apart, but
I crushed it.
how far they are apart determines on how far
my eyes are wide apart.
That could be true. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this out kind of at arm's length and cover your left eye. We'll start with our right eye. And if you wear reading glasses, you can put those on or not. It doesn't really matter that much on focus. Now, it's important that you not tilt it, that the R and the L are level like the horizon, okay? Cover your left eye with the palm of your hand so you're not sneaking a peek in between. And look at the R with your right eye and bring it closer. And as you bring it closer, you will find a spot. Pay attention to the R, but also in your peripheral vision, notice that L, and it disappears. For me, it disappears right about there.
Okay,
Did you see it?
Goodbye.
It's
I don't see it anymore.
It's gone. And what the heck happened? Well, and now let's try it, see if it works for the other eye. So left, now you're going to look at the L, and you're going to cover your right eye. And as you bring it closer, the R off in the periphery should disappear. There. For me, it disappeared right there.
Yeah, that's gone there.
There you go. And so what's happening is that the optic nerve inserts into the eye toward the nose side in each eye. And the place that it inserts, there are no photoreceptors sitting over that spot.
Okay.
And so it is a blind spot. The eye is not capable of seeing there.
Okay.
Now, if you cover your eye and you look at the world, you don't see a black spot there. You don't see it. It just kind of seems like it's missing. In fact, when you brought this closer, it just looked like a white piece of paper in that. That's what the brain does. It fills in the missing information with the stuff around it.
Okay.
But the truth is, it can't see in that spot. And because our two eyes have blind spots that don't overlap, we don't see that as well. So we don't, when something's coming toward you in that direction, if you got both eyes working, you're still going to see it.
You're good. Yeah.
You're still going to see it. Isn't that cool?
That is interesting.
Show that to your friends.
I'm going to keep this right here, and we'll take this to the next party.
When you show
I'm going to a party on Saturday.
Everybody check out your blind spot.
So if people, in general, before we go, want to make sure we get a plug in for you guys. General services, specialized services, Harvard Eye Associates, a little bit of everything right over there.
Yeah, most of all, it's a wonderful group of people. I get to work with the nicest doctors and staff in the world who really do care about our patients. That is if there's one thing that we're proud of and that we work hard to do, it's to treat patients the way they want to be treated. In addition, and because of that, we have the world's nicest patients, and because of that, we recruit the world's nicest doctors who work with us, and they're all experts in their field, university level, top name folks, and in all the specialties from prescribing glasses and contact lenses, taking care of young adults to the oldest age, and all the different specialties in eye care: retina, oculoplastics, cornea, glaucoma, and so on. So we have all of that, and it's just a joy to take care of our patients and be here, part of this great community.
Absolutely. Dr. John Hovhannissian from Harvard Eye Associates, eye care, interesting facts, and party tricks. Go down and see him. Thanks for joining us.
Good to see you, Michael.
At Harvard Eye Associates,
we are committed to your vision care
and quality of life.
It's a commitment we don't take lightly.
Our trusted team of doctors provides specialized eye care using state-of-the-art technology.
We deliver what matters to you.
And your family.
Harvard Eye Associates, The future of vision today.
Your first day of retirement. What will you wake up to? Freedom? Time? Adventure? Your ideal retirement doesn't just have to come alive in your dreams. Awaken to your new reality. Awaken your spirit, your vision. It's not a dream. It's your next chapter, your future, and it's in reach. Next generation retirement doesn't happen by accident. Plan for your bright future. Awaken to what's possible.
Second Harvest Food Bank has been serving Orange County for decades. At least as far as I can remember, they've always been a source for nutrition and health for folks who are in need, and they are doing so to this very day. Claudia Bonilla-Keller is their CEO. Welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me.
So Second Harvest tell us about the general mission of Second Harvest for folks who haven't heard about them and what they do.
Sure. So we're one of the 2 food banks in the county. And our mission is to provide consistent access to nutritious food for those that need it here in the county. So we are located at the Great Park and have served Orange County for over 40 years.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like people think of Orange County, they think about Laguna Beach, and they think about the, the kind of the ritzy places that you can go to. But there are a lot in this community who live here who are living at the poverty line or lower, or just barely making it, right? And there's a need here.
That's right. You think of Orange County, right? A wealthy county and a wealthy state. Mm-hmm. But the reality is that during the pandemic, about 650,000 people were dependent on us for food. And today we are serving close to 400,000 people on average each month, which in a population of just over 3 million is significant.
Yeah, and I think a lot of things feed on each other. The cost of living here in California is just so much higher. Rent is so much higher. If you own a home, mortgage is so much higher. And everything that cuts into your family income. So if you're making $50,000 a year here in Orange County, it doesn't go as far as if you were making that in Kentucky, right?
That's right. We know that the cost of living in this county is about 50% higher than in other counties. The real measure, the United Way's real measure tells us that a family of 4 needs $100,000 to make it here in this county. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned inflation. The most stubborn inflation of all is food inflation. So you go to the market and we know that our dollars aren't stretching as far.
Right, and that's the things people have seen for eggs, for milk. Mm-hmm. So many of the basic necessities that people want to bring home and put on the table, and the prices are just skyrocketing there.
That's right, and those commodities that you mentioned, milk and eggs, we buy those at Second Harvest. Mm-hmm. It's hard to get them donated, but we've made that commitment to nutrition to our community, so we provide as much milk, eggs, produce, and lean protein as we can.
Now you guys work out of the old El Toro Marine base. They have one of the hangars there, one of the big warehouses there, right?
We do.
And you guys have been there since 2007 or so?
Since 2007, we've been in a warehouse adjacent to the Great Park. Lots of development going on around it, so it's exciting for us to watch that community come to life. But our mission remains unchanged. We run trucks 5.5 days a week. We serve 300 partners in this county, literally in every city. So while the environment has changed, our mission remains steadfast.
Now, for some seniors who retired and thought they were okay or whatever it might be, their folks are living longer, but also, like we said, the inflation and the cost of everything is going up, and their rents or for their retirement or whatever it might be, the money doesn't go as far as it used to, right?
Right. In this county, many seniors are house rich, cash poor, right? So seniors can face a myriad of problems, whether it's the need for medically tailored food, low salt, low sugar, that type of thing. Many seniors may not have the transportation or the ability to go out and get food, right? And finally, there's the socialization aspect of going to the market, going to a farmer's market, going to a meal. If you're shut in, so to speak, you don't have that. So we are trying to find ways to make sure our programs answer all 3 of those challenges.
Now you have a senior grocery program. It seems to be a little bit akin to Meals on Wheels kind of a thing, they're not prepared though.
Right. It almost complements Meals on Wheels.
Okay.
In that Meals on Wheels will provide a meal. We provide groceries, basics like I said, milk, eggs, produce, non-perishable items that a senior can access to prepare their own meals in their home, in their apartment. And like I said, it's also that socialization aspect of going shopping. So our senior grocery program provides that, as does Park & Market.
Okay. And about how many people do you serve here in Orange County with that program?
Right now, we're serving about 500 households a week in our Park & Market program. So.
Okay, and for Park & Market, tell me a little bit about that one as well.
Sure. So Park & Market is a vehicle that is like literally a market on wheels.
Okay.
It is cold storage on the inside, so it rolls up, the awnings go up, and a client can walk up and open, just like you open a freezer case at the market, get your milk, your eggs, your produce, your chicken. There might be a table with some oatmeal and rice. And as folks kind of walk through, they can talk to each other. They get to pick what they want. They get to go outside in the sunshine. So there's a lot of benefits past the food, but it goes to places where maybe there's not an existing pantry.
Is it hard for seniors or pretty much anybody to say, hey, I have a need and reach out? Is there sometimes there's some pride or maybe even shame of like, oh, I shouldn't be in need. I shouldn't need this, and I feel a little bit of shame to come and ask.
I think that a lot of people have that stigma, right? The fear of asking for help.
Right.
I think the pandemic wore down a little bit of that when we realized how many people in this county were a few paychecks away from being in a food line, but it persists.
On the other side of that, where do you get your funding to get the food in here? Because this is no easy task to be the grocery market for part of the county.
That's right. That's right. So we are supported. We are privately supported. We are a member of Feeding America, and we enjoy the support of individuals, companies, foundations. We do get some help from government entities, but it's a small percentage. Over the period of a year, we may see over $80 million worth of donated product to us in food and commodities. So we are supported by lots of different entities to make sure that we can be there whenever the county needs us, day in and day out.
Okay. And for folks who can come to your program there at the over in Irvine, do they drive in? Do they have to set an appointment? How does that work?
Sure.
If they want to pick
It may
up
surprise you. Nobody comes to the food bank.
Oh.
We actually have a fleet of 25 trucks that delivers to our 300 partners.
Okay.
So there's a very good chance that wherever you are in the county, if you need food, there's probably an outlet near you. We like to direct folks to our website or to 211 to call, or 211.org to find a pantry nearest to you where you can get food in community.
Okay, so you guys are putting the pantries in the places where there's need.
That's right.
And how do you determine where those pantries go and what the best way is to get the food to the people who need it most?
Sure. So we do look at the need by city, by zip code, by census tract. Our nonprofit partners are really the experts in their geography. So we have people literally apply to be pantries. There's a certain criteria that you have to meet: health, food safety, regularity of distribution, equity in distribution. If a partner can meet those, they can become a partner of Second Harvest and get food on a regular schedule from us, and we even support with refrigeration and things like that. So it is definitely a two-way partnership. Without our wonderful partners, we could not carry out our mission.
Right. Now, it takes professionals like you to run this organization and the donations and that kind of thing, but I imagine there's a great core of volunteers that are in there just doing a lot of the kind of day-to-day work, right?
We do. We have an amazing core of volunteers. We can have as few as 10, as many as 60 people in our distribution center helping every day. And we actually have a farm about 1.5 miles from the food bank at the University of California's Research Center. We can have 100 volunteers out there planting, weeding, and harvesting food grown here in this county.
How can people help out if they want to say, hey, I don't need, but I certainly have enough to maybe help out a little bit?
Sure. I always tell people, go to our website, feedoc.org, and there you can find out how to donate time, how to donate treasure. We definitely need that kind of help from the community to keep going.
Okay, well, it sounds like you guys have it going on over there. A great organization, Second Harvest Food Bank. I've known about you guys for years, talked to you guys before, so thank you so much for coming in and talking to us a little bit about what you guys do in here on our community.
Thanks for having us.
There's a need, folks, so get out there and donate if you can. We appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Jack.
And I'm Christine, and we're the owners of the Jewelry Box Estate Buyers. Whether you're looking to liquidate an estate or sell your jewelry, there's one thing you need above all else.
And that's trust. Trust that the people who are buying your treasures are treating you fairly. And if your heirlooms need repair or appraisal, our master jeweler and graduate gemologists are here to help.
At the Jewelry Box Estate Buyers,
it's about trust.
At our new Memorial Wave Imaging Center in Laguna Woods, formerly Orange County Diagnostics, you can expect the same precise imaging, multiple modalities for your imaging needs, and the same friendly staff with medical providers like Dr. Syed Sharakni. The Laguna Woods Transportation Service offers convenient access right to our door, and we continue to provide the care and compassion that you expect from our new Wave Laguna Woods location.
Welcome back to This Day. Let's take a look at today's movie presentation here on Village Television. Today's movie is Practical Magic, starring Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman. This is being brought to you by RadNet Imaging, and the showings will be at 2 p.m. with subtitles and 6 p.m. without subtitles. This is a story about Sally and Jillian Owens, born into a magical family. They have mostly avoided witchcraft themselves, but when Jillian's vicious boyfriend Jimmy dies unexpectedly, the Owens sisters give themselves a crash course in hard magic. With policeman Gary growing suspicious, the girls struggle to resurrect Jimmy and unwittingly inject his corpse with an evil spirit that threatens to end their family line. So definitely check that out today. Let's take a look at some announcements and events happening here in the Village. Come check out the soulful voice of Trisha Freeman tonight, Saturday, April 20th in Clubhouse 5. Doors open at 6 p.m. This event is free to active Boomers Club members, and guests are $15 at the door. And Emeritus Enrollment Day at the Florence Sylvester Senior Center is coming up on Tuesday and Wednesday, April 23rd and 24th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call to reserve your spot at 949-855-8033. And now let's take a look at the weather. Outside, it's still a little foggy, but it will clear off, and then it'll be pretty cloudy, but then gradually becoming sunny as the day goes on. On Sunday, it's actually going to be a beautiful sunny day and pleasant with a high of 73 and a low of 55. On Monday, it'll be cool again with fog in the morning and then partly cloudy skies. And looking ahead on Monday, on this day, we have Old Pros with Kate Barclay and Tony Redmond. And then we have Memorial Care joining up with the Fit Brain Club. So definitely tune back in on Monday. And that's it for us today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'm actually off for another cheer competition this weekend up at LA Convention Center this weekend and next weekend. And then we're done for the season. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend. For This Day, I'm Bobby Higgins. Take care, everyone.
Hi, I'm John Bowser Bauman. You probably know me best as Bowser from Sha Na Na, but I'm also president of Social Security Works PAC. And you know, when I'm in Laguna Woods, I always watch Village Television. Grease for Peace.